Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and today I am putting together my food journal, Traveler's Notebook, and I thought you might want to take a peek inside and see how I create my own Traveler's Notebook. The printables that I'm using today are from Bible Journaling Ministries. It is called My Food Journal Traveler's Notebook, and if you are a Momentum member, you can find these in your bonus files under the Traveler's Notebook. So if you're not a Momentum member, they are in our store available to purchase. So what you get is 3 different cover designs for your Traveler's Notebook. You get the cute fruit and vegetable one. You get the blue pretty one. You get the black circle one. I'm actually going to use the black circle one today. And then you get 2 of the inserts. So they're the same insert. You get 2 of them. The reason why you get 2 of them is because when you print this out, if you are printing out on a duplex printer, you will want to print out double-sided. So if this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5, you're going to print out page 4 and 5, and you're going to print them out double-sided on the short edge binding setting. So I will link up to a blog post that shows you the setting that I use on my HP 5660 NV printer, and you will be able to see how I print mine. Because if you print them out long edge, then what you're going to get is something that looks like this, basically upside down. So if you print it out with a long edge, you're going to get something like that. But if you print it with a short edge binding, it's going to be perfect. Okay, the food journal has a place where you put, well, it basically says my food journal on top. Then it has a date, so you can put what date it is. Then breakfast, and then the number of calories you can write down. I left a blank spot in case you might be counting something like fats or proteins or carbs. You could definitely use that space. Then reflection and prayer. I thought this was really important because sometimes when I'm eating, I am eating for an emotion. So I thought it would be great in my food journal to reflect either prior to eating or during eating, maybe after eating if it's really a bad time. A place for maybe my reflection is, am I eating because I'm upset or emotional, and if that's not the case, and if I don't have any reflection, I thought it would be a great place for prayer or praise. So that's why you have this little section here. Then lunch is the same, dinner is the same, snacks as well. And then you have at the bottom here 8 water bottles that you can just mark off. And then there's a weight barbell here. If you're doing weights, you can either mark that off or you can put next to it the number of minutes that you did. Then I have a guy running for like aerobic activity. You could either mark that off or put the time below it. And then if you're weighing yourself, I have a scale here. You can just put your weight there if you would like to do that. So that is how the journal is set up, and we're going to go ahead and make one together. It's going to be really quick and easy. For those of you who have never seen a Traveler's Notebook before, I just want to show you some of mine that I have. I have different ones. This is from the Dilutions line, and you can just purchase them until they no longer make that particular one anymore. That's Diane Reevely's line, I think. And then this is just a generic one I got on Michael's, and it's just got a gratitude journal in there that I made. This is just my own gratitude journal that you can also find in our Traveler's Notebook section in our store. And then I have this one that I love. This one is really awesome, and in fact I'm going to add another one to this. So this one has some of the Bible journaling Traveler's Notebooks that I bought from Michael's. It's got the Bible Journaling Meditation one, which is actually pretty awesome. And then Adventure. And then I have my a prayer a day. And those are there's another video on this one and how to do this. Is pretty neat. So I encourage you to go see that video if you haven't seen it. It's pretty neat, this specific one. So that is the Traveler's Notebook. And to make ours, I have the cover that I printed out on cardstock. It's just a 60-pound cardstock. You could go higher if you want to, higher in weight. And then I printed out 8 of these food journals, and I've printed them out double-sided, and that will give me 32 entries, which is more than the 30 required for, or the 31 required for the month. So you'll just have an extra one. It's really simple to do this. The first thing you need to do is just fold it in half. That's what I do. I just fold it in half. Try to get it as nice as I can. Now, if you have a scoreboard, you can use that as well. But I designed them so you could just fold them right in half and it will work fine. So you don't have to have a scoreboard. Okay. And let's do this one. If for some reason yours aren't, you've printed them out and they're not exactly centered, then I would check your settings on your printer or on your PDF file. You might be printing them not at 100%. They need to be printed out exactly as they were designed. Because when I designed these, I centered them up on the page, so they are centered on the page. And the last one. These are really easy to make, so it's hard for me to want to go out to the store and buy them, although you did see in some of my examples I have plenty that I've bought, but because they're so easy to make, I do have a hard time actually buying them. When I do buy them, I really get them on sale for like 75% off or real close to it. Or they're given to me in a class or something. Okay, so we have everything folded, and now what I'll do is I'll just cut it up. So to cut it up, I just need my trusty cutting tool here. This is just a rotary cutter. And I'm going to cut at, you want this to be 11 centimeters. And you want this one to be 21 centimeters. So I'm going to cut this at 11 centimeters first. And I do a lot of them at a time. Whatever my rotary cutter will handle is what I do, just because it saves time. And then I'll cut at 21, except for I'm not going to cut exactly at 21, because then it'll be, since it's centered, I want to cut at 21 1/4 on the top. And then I can do 21 here. And that's going to give me 11 by 21. I'm going to do that for this one as well. And this is at 11 centimeters. 21 1/4. And then at 21. And that is my insert. Now, the journal itself, I'm going to cut out just a little bit higher than 11. So probably 11 and maybe one tick up. So maybe 11 1/10. Or I could do 11 1/4. Let me do 11 1/4 centimeters. The reason why I want to make it a little bit bigger is because I can always cut off more. I just can't cut off less. And yeah, and I'm going to do 21. So 21 1/4 on the side. And then I'm going to go and mark this one off at exactly 21. Okay. And it's going to be slightly wider on the cover, so that if I have too much bulk in these, they're not going to poke out, so it's actually perfect. If I would have cut this out at exactly 11, then you might have seen the little pages stick out like that. And that's no problem, I just didn't want to have that happen. So at this point you want to take a binder, clip and just clip where you want to hold it in place. I do not have a binder clip, so I never have a binder clip around. So what I'll do is just use a regular staple here. Grab a ratty old towel so I have something soft to lay it on so those staples will go through. And then I'm just going to do one in the center. Oops, that didn't do very well. Let's try that again. This must be on an edge. Must be on an edge. Usually with my soft, you want to have something soft, and my towel usually works almost 100% of the time, but not in this video. Try it again. There we go. So you can see that if I pull this over, I can just fold the staples down where I want them. And I'll use the long arm stapler for the rest of them. I like to show you different options in case you don't have a long arm stapler. Oh, that one was a little bit too high. Pull that staple off. I don't want to ruin my nail. Don't do this at home, because you might hurt yourself with that piercing tool. Alright, okay, try again. Perfect. And the last one. Perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to make sure that the Bible journal, food journal looks awesome. And I may come back with some kind of decorative washi tape. I think maybe some decorative washi tape would be great. But before we do that, I do want to show you how to place it in the traveler's notebook. So for the traveler's notebook, you have these little, I'll pull this out so you can see. In your traveler's notebook, holder, the cover, has these little pieces of rubber band essentially. They look like hair ties. You just take your traveler's notebook and you can put it right here in between the middle if you want to. And then it fits there perfectly. And then you can close it and be on your way. But if you have multiple ones, let's say you're running out of these little strings that come with, don't worry, you can add more. I was taking a Ranger class, and Diane, who was the maker of these, I might have called her Dylan. Sometimes I call her Dylan, but it's Diane. She told us a little trick, which I'll share with you. And I just use a hair tie. I get these at the dollar store. So basically what you do is you put your hair tie here, and then you can place this in there as well, like so. So you have it between two of the traveler's notebooks there, see? And then you can just weave it through this traveler's notebook. You can see. Now you have two, okay? Two for the price of one. In fact, you'll have three, because now you've freed up this rubber band, and then you can stick yours in there. And you can literally continue to build as much as you want, as much as your little traveler's notebook will hold, but it looks like mine's getting a little bit too tight. So that won't work for that spot, but I think I have another spot. So I'll put it here. And now I have my food journal here. So I have that one there and those ones right there, and it's getting really a little bit too much for this traveler's notebook. So I guess I'd have to upgrade to a bigger, a thicker one like this one from Ranger, and then I can add a ton of them in there. But for now, I just love how compact this is, and it actually matches my iPad too, so it's real cute. I like to keep things matching if I can. Then the only other thing I thought I could do is just to put some washi tape on this, so I'll grab some washi tape and just kind of dull it up a little bit. I have some washi, and I thought it would be cool if I could use this 7 Gypsies that has a ruler on it maybe, because it's about food journal. But we'll see. Okay, I'm back for the final product. I just finished it with the little washi on this side, and all I did was I added that other washi that I really liked. It didn't look good on this side, but it sure looks great on this side. And then I added a library card here just for additional notes, and I think our journal is good to go. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them for you. Please like and subscribe to our channels and visit us online at BibleJournalingMinistries.com. I hope you have a fabulous day now, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye!